Hello everyone. In the previous video, um, I made generic um, some sort of a minimal interaction, and if I press the F key, then I pass the data from the interaction um, uh, to an inventory for items, and I believe that made no, okay, I made only I interact only with items, interaction system, component. I interact only with items and I set the interactable actor here. Then I pass it to the controller, and then from the controller I can get the data of the item, so I can pass it to the inventory. Uh, I haven't done anything for the inventory. But before that, I would like to uh, do some things for the interaction so it can be a little bit more polished and um, not something like that. For example, I can go and pick up both items at the same time, and even though this is okay, I don't know if I want to do this like this or just pick up one item at one time. So before I do um, anything, I will go to my item base, and I have the generic info, and then also I have the interfaces, interaction, base interactable, which returns a boolean, the action tag, and the interact that I'm saying the player controller. If it's the interactor, then send back the data and the action tag to the controller and go into the inventory. So now I want to make some widgets, which I hate widgets, but generic info. So the only thing I had in the generic info is a boolean, and if it's a static mesh or a skeletal mesh. Now I will do visual body, so I can separate um, the variables from categories, and I will give item name, item description, and item interaction prompt. And this will be of type text, and the category we can put it to the UI. So now I can go back to my item base and say in the interact, I can give some functions like maybe get the interaction prompt, and another one like get interaction item name. And both will have an output of um, actually the interaction prompt will have the interaction message, and this will be a text, Okay, and the interaction name um, will have an will have an output of text will be item name. So now I can go back to my base item and say the interaction prompt. I can format text, and before I give this um, I will create the widget. So in the interaction system I will make a new folder and say widgets, open this and make a user interface widget blueprint and call it WBP name, for example, or item name. And I will open this, and I believe that I don't need the canvas panel. I think uh, let's put one just for safety, and then I will do a vertical box, which will be a variable and say v box um, text holder. I will do this in middle, and the full screen will be desired. Now to the text holder, I will put a border, and inside the border we'll do text, and will be filled. The text will be horizontal and vertical, and the justification will be to the center. The text will be a variable. Let's say text item name, and the border I will give 0.6 in alpha channel, and I will do it a little bit more gray, and draw is a rounded box because why not. The text will have no padding. Okay, we'll have 4 and 2, and the font will be maybe 12 be regular, the roboto, and the outline I can give 1. So now I can delete everything here and say and do some custom events like so vertical box, and then another custom event that says collapse vertical box, and another custom event which will be set item name. So for these two I will get the vertical and set visibility. I think the function is okay too, and I will make it visible to the show vertical box and collapse to the collapse vertical box. And I'm doing this because I read somewhere that collapse is more optimized than just hidden. So yeah, and then in the set item name I will get my text item name and set text like this. So now I can go back to my generic info. I'm in the item base, and I can say the interaction method will be um, this will be the item name. So just for testing purposes, I will do level.one item name inside the, I don't know how it's called, and then I will get the generic info, get item name, and connect to the item name. The other thing that I'm going to do is I have the overlapping with player, um, and this is just for the interaction. I will put a widget component inside, and I think this is okay. The widget will be interaction, or rather item name. I will go to the user interface. This page will be screen. The widget class will be WPP item name, and draw a desired size. So now in the event graph, I can do here a custom event and say show widget. So I will take the item name, which is the widget component, and say get user interface, yes, get user widget object, and from there I will cast it to WPP item name, and I will promote it to a variable so I can have a reference. I will say UI. Okay. Now, do I have so this interactable? Okay, I will go back to the interaction and make another function and say be show widget, and we'll have an input of boolean be show widget. So now I can go back to my item base and say if this is true, I will get my um, my item name ref and say set text or set item name, set item name, and the text will be the from the interface that I made, and then I will say show vertical box, and in false I will delete this. I will set the message to nothing, and instead of showing I will say collapse vertical box. I think that if I play now, it's a text block, so um, the widget works. And what I want to do now is go back to my generic blueprints, to my player, and give a new capsule or rather a sphere collision, and say overlapping with interactables, and make it like 400, and just to see what um, looks like inside, I can play, and now I have a sphere. So the player, the event graph, on component begin overlap and on component end overlap. I don't need this. So if the other actor is equal with get player character, or it's with get player controller, if it's true, I will do nothing. And if it's false, I will say get B is interactable, on false. And if this is true, show widget. And in the item base, in the widget, I will say collapse vertical box. Okay, I believe that now maybe I need to call it first. So now it doesn't show, but why? Okay, this is my player. Okay, rusty sword. Oh, wrong interface. B is interactable. So now this should work, but nothing um, will be in the widget because I haven't set anything. Okay, so now in the item base folder, I have the data, and for now I will do rusty sword with rusty sword. Item description, we don't care. And interaction prompt, I will do something like pick up. In the rusty scythe, I will do rusty scythe, and the item interaction prompt will be pick up. So the idea is everything that you want to add to the inventory uh, or something hammer. If you want to add it to the inventory, you say pick up. If the item doesn't need to be added to the inventory, then you will have some other interaction prompt like I don't know, take and build, or in case of the NPCs will be uh, interact or talk or uh, anything that we want basically. So if now I play, nothing is working. Why? So be so widget. This is true. In the interaction item name. Okay. So I will do the generic get item name connect, and if I play now, I believe, okay, Rust is short. And I will go back to my item base and do a format text, and the format later down the road will be, this will be um, a value that I can change. Um, for example, I will have a float variable or an integer variable, and I can change dynamically item name and connect this. And I will remove the breakpoint. And if I, oh, why it's, and I hate widgets. The border is filled. Position, size to content. Okay. And on the player, I will do the same, but in this case I will uh, show widget to false, and the target will be the other target. And now if I go back, I don't see anything. Okay. The other thing that I want to do is go to the, where is it? The generic blueprints, and make a folder and say widget, and make a user interface widget blueprint, WBP, maybe this will be the HUD. So here I will do a canvas panel, and inside the canvas I will do an image, and the image will be in the center, and image size will be 10 by 10, and size to content. And I can do a round box. Also in the canvas I will do again a vertical box, and inside the vertical box I will do a border, and inside the border I will give a text. And I will do like in the right, something like that. So the border will be filled, the text block will be horizontal and vertical in the center. I will give 12 regular, outline 1, and in the center, the justification. And the border, I will do again 0.6, and the vertical box will be also a variable, and say box text holder, and the text will be also a variable, text interaction prompt. And this will be the same thing. I will get and create custom event. So vertical box custom event collapse vertical box, and here I will do set visibility to visible, and here I will say collapse. And I will do another custom event, set interaction text, set text, and I need an input here, but now I will format text and say for now I will do press key to interaction prompt. So the interaction prompt will come from the text, and the key will say get owning player, get enhanced input local player system subsystem, query keys map to action, and what I want is the interact. I will get the first key, then display key as name, and I will connect it to the key. And this one will be in the player controller, which is here. In the event begin play, I will say create widget. The class will be WPP HUD. The on player will be the controller. I will promote to a variable just to have a reference, HUD ref, and then add to viewport. So now I believe if I play, I have a text block and something like a cursor. So now it's in the root, but if you tweak the camera settings a little bit, this is from the targeting system, but you see the um, crosshair is in the middle. And the text block also goes up, which I need to fix at some point, but for now I will do collapse vertical box. So now if I play, I don't have the vertical box. And in the controller, I have an interface, an input and pass interactive um, pickup actor. So the interface is BPI pass action tag data. So BPI pass action tag data. And now I can say show vertical box. This will be in the category UI, and we'll have two inputs. One is be show as a boolean, and the other one is interaction text of type text. So now I can go back to my controller and the UI show vertical box. So if this is true, I will get my head and say show the vertical box and set text, send interaction text, and the text will come from the interface. And if it's false, I will copy paste, I will set to nothing, and say collapse vertical box. Okay, so now if I go to the interaction system and say is interactable, um, in the end I can say get owner because I know that lives in the controller, and say show widget. Not this one. So vertical box, and from the actor I can say get interaction prompt and pass it. And on end overlap, this I don't need. I will set back to nothing, and the boolean will be false. So now if I play, I believe that press F to level to. Okay, I need to back to the item base. Delete this. Get interaction prompt. Get item interaction prompt. I will pass this, and also in the HUD size to content. So now I believe that if I overlap with the um, if the sphere collision of the player overlaps, it shows the names, and if I overlap with my player, uh, it says press F to pick up. So I could do something like in the item base, I could do format text and say interaction prompt space item name, and the interaction will go there, and the item name will go there. So now if I overlap, I say level and level 1 um, rusty scythe, sword, etc. And say now the interaction prompt is press F to pick up rusty scythe, rusty hammer, rusty sword. So for now, this will be all. In the next video, probably I will um, makes the same widget for the enemy, so and give an overlap collision, so I can see the name and the interaction prompt uh, for the NPCs or the enemies too, and I will sort the actors a little bit better because now I can still uh, go there and interact, but now I believe if I'm here, if I mean if the item is inside of the player's uh, sphere collision, then I can pick up from afar, and I don't think it's a very realistic or a good way. So yeah, thanks for watching.